Hello everyone, and Nina here from Vivid Earth. I'm coming to you on Wednesday, the 13th of July. It's full moon today, which is very exciting. It's supposed to be a very, very important and big full moon today. And it's been a pretty big couple of weeks. This weekend I came to you with an update for the week, not knowing that things will just progress from there and just continue on. So it literally hasn't stopped. There's so many things that happened around the world. Last week we had the Georgia Guidestones blown up. It wasn't actually at 4 a.m. It was at exactly 3:33 in the morning. So I don't know if you guys know about the 33 and the 333 symbology, but yeah, pretty symbolic if you ask me. Then a couple of days later, I think it was on Sunday, sometime over the weekend, there was a big fire in Rome, just steps away from the Vatican, which is also super interesting. So word has it that they were blowing up the tunnels under the Vatican. For those who haven't heard, the Vatican has many different tunnels underneath it. It's basically been used for hundreds of years for human trafficking and child sacrifice. Yep, you heard me right. I have this information on very good authority, and I've heard it from multiple sources that I trust. So very different sources, not sources that are necessarily associated with one another. So I have been known to dig for the truth when I want to hear the truth, and I have this ability to go really deep down the rabbit hole and really discovering the deepest, darkest secrets. But actually, this information is not even that secret anymore. So many people in the truth community, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, know this information. So I'm certainly not the first one to come with this, and I'm certainly not crazy. And the people around me who know about this as well, certainly not crazy either. So yeah. So what's happening now? Apparently, it's the White Hats, or the Earth Alliance, that are finally cleaning up the planet, that are getting rid of these very symbolic structures that was really built to symbolize the control of the dark hats and the evil cabal that have been ruling Earth for many hundreds of years. So they're starting to blow up these structures one by one. So we'll see more coming in the coming days. There'll be quite a few more. There's so many structures that we don't even know have like very evil and satanic symbology around it. But when you start digging, why does it look like that? What is the meaning of certain symbols or building structures, and why does it correlate with other structures around the world, or even sometimes, going back as far back as ancient Babylon and Sumeria and Egypt? Then these things are it's not just pretty architecture. They're built with a very specific symbology in mind. So anyway, apparently the Vatican, the tunnels under the Vatican were hit with direct energy weapons. There were also tunnels in Virginia hit. There are tunnels around the world, literally in just about all the countries. There's a lot in the Ukraine as well. And these tunnels deep under the earth is used for transportation and housing, basically, of children and people used for human trafficking, child sacrifice, sex trafficking, and harvesting of organs and baby parts. It's really horrific. I hope I don't get taken down for this video. Yeah, people are getting censored left, right, and center. So hopefully this doesn't get taken down. Yeah, so many people are getting censored right now. It's unbelievable. People with hundreds of thousands of followers literally have been taken off YouTube for saying stuff that's revealing too much. So yeah, I got to be pretty careful. My channel's pretty new, so I don't have that much to lose. But yeah, wouldn't be ideal to be taken off YouTube at such an early stage. So we've got to be quite careful what we say, but in any event, I'm just going to give it a go and see how I go. I will be having a channel on Rumble as well soon, so I'll upload all the videos on Rumble as well, and eventually maybe put certain things on Rumble that I won't put on YouTube, or I will not put on maybe the whole video and leave some of the juicy bits for later on in the video. But yeah, anyway, I've said so many keywords that I'm not supposed to in this video alone, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, as I say, my channel is pretty small right now, so I should be fine. Yeah, so you're definitely going to see more of these structures being targeted and coming down. All these old architectural wonders around the world that have that symbolize the evil cabal that's been ruling the earth for hundreds of years are going to be taken down, are going to be damaged. A lot of these structures have also been built on ley lines, have been used as portals. Obviously you heard of CERN. CERN has been deactivated, fortunately, so there's no risk of any nuclear activity. Fortunately, the White Hats has that firmly under their control. So that's great news, but yeah, before that they literally were messing with the timelines and trying to redirect us onto a more unfortunate timeline for us. But right now we are on a positive timeline, and as you can see, things are just quantum leaping forward. Literally things are being revealed daily. I feel like every week loads of information that was buried very deep have suddenly come to the surface. So that's really very encouraging and great news. I'm so happy about that. So I'll be bringing you a lot more news. I'll be sharing information from other credible journalists and sources that have been doing this for many years. A lot of brave people that are supporting the White Hats and the good around the earth in their mission to wake people up. We should acknowledge them. These people are not getting paid for that. It's the same with me. I'm not getting paid for this. I mean, why should I be doing this? I'm certainly not doing it for recognition or fame, because it's not a very popular point of view right now. So I'm risking my reputation. I've changed my direction completely to bring truthful information to the fore, because I can see how many people are just so far asleep and programmed, and the cognitive dissonance is quite extraordinary. So I'm hoping just to wake a few people up in the process. But you know, those are not ready to hear it. They will move along. They will at some point get to know the truth, but unfortunately it's not their time to know it right now. So I will try my best to wake as many people up as I can, and then I will also bring tools, because now what? Now that we know the truth, what do? How can we protect ourselves? How can we navigate our future? How can we move forward now that we know all these systems are coming down? Not just the buildings are coming down, guys, but the systems, the evil systems that have been put in place, governmental system, financial system, you know, the medical system. All these old structures that have been created with nefarious things in mind are coming down as well. For those who may not know, yeah, the currencies are going to crash. Even the cryptocurrencies. I believe Bitcoin's going to go to zero. We'll see what happens, but right now the best thing is to have tangible assets, not too much cash, certainly not dollars or euros. The euro's already fallen massively. Just in the past day, you might have noticed, the whole US currency was basically propped up on oil. That's why it's called the fiat dollar, or yeah. So now with you know, the oil and being cut off from Russia and beyond, and a lot of countries are not trading oil in a dollar-based currency anymore. The whole currency is set to crash and come down. Also, the way that we are taxed on just virtually anything and everything. I mean, I just read a list of all the taxes that we are paying. It's probably a list of like 50 items. Literally every step that you take, you get taxed up until your death, and even after your death, your family will be taxed on your inheritance. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and that we've come to think that this is normal. There's nothing normal about this. There's nothing normal about governments taxing every move that we make and preventing people from even making a living to support their families. People are just working 3 jobs, many people, just to try and survive, to put food on the table, and then they still get taxed. It's not normal, and it's got to change, and I'm so glad all of this is coming down. So I think we're in for a very big couple of weeks, from sort of, I think from in the next couple of days onwards until the end of July. There's some big things supposed to be happening from those in the know, so watch the space. You will probably see the Pope resigning. That's set to happen, although the real intel says that he's not even around anymore. He's been arrested by the secret military and he's been dealt with. But there's going to be an official resignation, and they're going to put somebody new in place. I've also heard rumors that it's going to be a woman. These are just games that they continue to play, but at least we're waking up and we're getting wiser. We're realizing everything is inverted. Everything that we thought was good in this world is actually evil. So they've literally inverted our values and pinned it onto something evil. It is very, very, very shocking, some of the things that I've learned. But the Vatican is one of the most evil institutions that there has been for hundreds, if not thousands of years. It's if you're Catholic, I'm sorry to say, but you've been hoodwinked for your whole life. Certainly there are values and principles in these religions that are well-meaning, and there is truth in those, but they have been inverted. Lies have been added to the Bible and to these preachings to make us feel powerless, to make us feel fearful, to make us feel like we are these horrible sinners that have to beg for forgiveness, and that will never be enough. But we don't have to worry, because sometime in the future somebody's coming to save us. This is basically this victim inferiority complex and mentality that has been brainwashed into our systems for hundreds of years. Yeah, so that's what's happening with the Vatican. Also, apparently, the Queen in the lovely UK is set to officially die, but word is she's already died. She's already been taken out as well. She's also very, very, very evil stuff, guys, that I've been made aware of. I'll probably talk about it soon, but I don't know if I can talk about it on this channel. But it's really, really horrible, horrible, horrible stuff. I'm talking about child trafficking, torture, satanic rituals, deluxe, like all of it. So yeah, and then there's a lot of other secret military arrests that have been taking place. So some of the leaders that you're seeing right now are not even the real leaders themselves. They either been cloned or, but a lot of them have been taken out. I know this sounds very strange. You probably think I'm cuckoos, but I don't care, because I know the truth. I'm not an idiot. I've been very successful in business for many years. I know how to verify stuff, guys. And if you're interested to hear more, please contact me. I'm very happy to share more information and proof with you. But yeah, suffice to say, we're on a good track. So I know a lot of you are very frustrated out there that, you know, things are not getting better, but a lot of these operations have had to be kept secret and under behind the scenes because they're very sensitive operations, some of these. Um, it, it goes very deep, so there's a lot of work to be done. There's different tiers to attack and infiltrate and take down, and the truth can't just be revealed like this. Firstly, people won't believe it. They'll just think it's like crazy stories. Secondly, you might end up with like World War III or just people protesting or hurting each other. So unfortunately, it cannot just be revealed like that. It will have to be revealed slowly, but it will be revealed soon. Literally, I think in the next couple of months, we will know the truth. The financial systems will come down, the legal systems will come down, governments will start falling around the world because they pretty much all corrupt. So this is good news. This is all good news for living in a 5-density new Earth within our lifetime. Because I think the last thing that we wanted to do is just fight the fight but never be able to enjoy it in our lifetime. And I feel like it's very, very imminent and very possible that this new beautiful new Earth will be enjoyed by all of us in our lifetime. We are heading for a golden age, which is set to culminate in 2026, which is supposed to be a really, really good timeline ahead of us. And but it looks like things are speeding up, and we might get there sooner rather than later. At least it's giving us a lot of hope, and it's giving us a sense that we're starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. We know it's going to get a little bit more difficult and chaotic and confusing and stressful in the next couple of months, but just that knowing that we're heading in the right direction is all we need to keep going and to keep the hope alive, and to allow us to prepare. So we've got to do the work. We've got to upgrade ourselves, our thinking, our vibration through doing the inner work. So don't just go out there and search for what you think is the truth. Also do the work yourself, because if the more refined and aligned with high density energies you become, the quicker you're going to be evolving into this new Earth as well. One thing that I also just wanted to mention is that there's also, I don't know who's aware of that, but there's a big solar flash coming in the next couple of months, apparently, which is basically, and I don't know if this is true, but I kind of resonate with it, but I just want a little bit more detail around that. But I'll just mention is that apparently the solar flash is supposed to be upgrading our DNA. So currently we're only using 4% of our DNA. So people think the rest is junk DNA. I mean, how can there be 96% junk DNA in the human body? That's just impossible. So our potential has been switched off many thousands of years ago by extraterrestrial forces that have come to the planet, interfered with it, messed with it, and messed with our DNA. So, and through additional programming, toxic food and medicine, and Hollywood, mainstream media, and all of the rest, we've just been programmed and dumbed down even more. So literally we are a fraction of the potential that we really have as human beings. And that's super exciting, because again, in our lifetime, we can activate a big chunk of that deactivated DNA to become truly superhumans. It's within our realm.